Hi, I'm Sheila Graves, CEO of Simply Violin, a certified appraiser. I'm a third-generation antiques dealer, and I've been appraising for 30 years. Today we're going to look at depression glass. What depression glass is glass that was made during the Depression era from 1929 through the end of World War II. And what was special about depression glass is that it was glass that was produced very quickly and very inexpensively. It was done rather than being blown by hand as earlier glass was. It was glass that was poured and molded and produced very quickly. The pattern that I have here today is called Sandwich, and this was manufactured by the Anchor Hocking Glass Company. Anchor Hocking was a company that was able to invent a machine to create their glass. Their early production, they produced about 1 piece per minute, and after the invention of the new machine, they were able to increase production so that they could do about 30 pieces in a minute. What that did was that made the pieces very accessible, very inexpensive, and also this particular pattern, as opposed to some depression glass, is actually very sturdy and very strong, meant for everyday use. What you can see with the Sandwich pattern by Anchor Hocking is that the flower here in the center has double lines around the flower, and in the filigree it's got a little bit of a V shape. The Sandwich pattern was produced by 3 other companies, and their filigree is much different looking, and the Anchor Hocking pattern is the only one that has the double lines in the flower. Some of the later pieces of Anchor Hocking Sandwich just have 1 line around the flower, such as is the case in this pink bowl, and the earlier pieces have the double lines around the flower. The other thing to note is when looking at mass-produced glass is you can generally see the mold lines. And on this particular piece, you can see the mold line going all the way down. You can see it on this side. You can see it on the other side. And you can even see it inside the piece. And that lets us know that this was a piece that was poured into a mold. What I've got here is a variety of pieces, all from the Sandwich design. I've got a red bowl. This also, the flower on this has just the single lines, and that tells us that this is a later piece. I've got a piece here that's done in ivory, and this particular piece has gold trim around the top of the cup. This is actually part of a punch bowl set. This set includes the base, the punch bowl, and 12 of these punch bowl cups. This particular item was given away typically by gas stations when you took your car in for an oil change. All of the depression glass was used either number 1 to make glassware inexpensive and affordable for families, or was used as promotional items. Many pieces, such as this green, forest green pattern, were found in boxes of oats, boxes of laundry detergent, or were used by grocery stores and dime stores as promotional objects to give away, basically to bring the customers in so they could sell their products. When we appraise depression glass, what we have to do is look at, number 1, the condition of the piece and scarcity of the piece. What I've got over here, I've got 2 pictures, both in the clear or the crystal, also Sandwich, of course. I've got 2 different sizes. I've got a little 37-ounce pitcher and a bigger 96-ounce pitcher. Because this little 37-ounce pitcher is smaller and was much easier to either get lost or broken, these are much more rare than the larger pitcher is today. So in terms of value, this little pitcher is worth more than the larger one is. This would have a current value today of about $95. The larger one has a current value today of $85. But then condition affects everything. So on this little pitcher, we see right here on the very front of it, there's a chip. And that, unfortunately, will halve the value of this particular piece. I also have here the round covered butter dish. This is complete. It's got both pieces, and both pieces are in perfect condition. There's no damage to it. And so this is a very, very desirable piece. Anytime you have a piece of depression glass, such as a butter dish or a sugar bowl that has two pieces, if you've got both parts and they're perfectly intact, that's going to raise the value. I also have this little pink bowl here. This bowl is in good condition. There's no chips or anything, but as you can see, it's got a little bit of a milky, scratched up color to it. And what that is that's called etching, and that's been caused by repeated running through a dishwasher. Once a dishwasher has created the etching in the glass, there's no way to fix it, and that actually can take away all the value of the glass. So this cute little berry bowl ordinarily would have a value of about $5. I'd say in present condition, maybe $1 or $2. I also have a nice little crimped edge crystal berry bowl here, and it's the same situation. This would have probably a current value of $5 to $6, but it does have some minor etching in it, and that would bring the value down to about $3 or $4. I've got this nice, beautiful red serving bowl. Again, this is a little bit later piece of Anchor Hocking sandwich. Condition on this is perfect. It has no etching in it. And this is a really nice, beautiful little serving bowl. This would have a current value of $25. And then I have this crimped edge custard bowl in crystal and the matching liner. These little liner plates, because they're so small, and actually children would use them to play with as tea sets or whatnot. These, very few of these survive today. I've got this one in crystal, and then I have the green custard bowl and the green liner plate. Current values today, this green liner plate would be worth about $8, whereas the crystal liner plate, because it's more rare, would have a value of about $25 today. They're exactly the same piece in the same condition, but because of the scarcity of the crystal, that's why this one is a more valuable piece. The custard bowls, the crimped edge, is a little bit more valuable and also a little bit more scarce. This would be worth about $12 versus the green, which would be worth about $6. The covered butter dish here, with both pieces in perfect condition, has a current market value of about $40. And the punch bowl, the complete set, currently is worth about $70, which is pretty good for something given away free at the gas station. And it's just that simple.